Hello, I'm RandomPinkBunny, and this is going to be my co-op tutorial for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. My co-op partner for this will be Dezzorad, and you will hear him speaking throughout the video, giving extra info and stuff about Totec, because that's who he'll be playing, and I will be playing as Lara. For those of you who haven't done any speedrunning for Lara Croft before, I just want to go into the options and go over some stuff with you really quick. In the graphics, we just care about two things. You need to have your refresh rate at 60 in that setting. And then in here, the only thing you desperately need, the two things I should say, you desperately need on. VSync. Live split will not run if VSync is turned off. It will give you an error message. And this is because when you have VSync off, everyone's computers all run the game differently, and it's just a mess. So it's just easier to put the VSync on. Everyone runs at the same thing. The other thing is, this is not necessary, but if you are fiddling with the display settings and say your computer doesn't run really well on a lot of stuff, you can turn off everything. But the one thing we recommend you do keep on is shadows. This comes in handy for the levels Forgotten Gate and Stronghold Passage. And I mean, you can eventually memorize it, but we all keep it on. We highly recommend it. It's just really useful. The only other thing is we're going to go into gameplay. So, tutorials, please turn those off unless you want to hinder your speedrun, because you'll have to stop every few minutes for stuff. The other thing, you're going to run on combat difficulty easy. The only time we change this is if you're implementing the ghost jump trick, which you will see later in the tutorial. But for now, just easy all the time. If you're going to do that trick, then you will pay attention to that part. But yeah, so that's it for the basic setup. Whoever is playing as Lara must be the host. So, there is a little bit of extra stuff to getting ready for playing or speedrunning Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. Most of these we do use in solo, so if you're interested, you can, do back and forth. But yeah, so you're gonna have to either go through and get them all yourself. Wrong button, please back out. Or you can get it with your friends. So if we look at this menu here, we have score challenges and we have reward challenges. And you'll notice that if we reach the exit in 6 minutes or less, we get the headdress of a Xolotl. We can get a clay owl and stuff like that. At the score challenge, the highest one, we can get magnums. So that's where we get like our different items, and that's throughout all the levels. So you will either have to get a copy from any of us of a completed save file, or you can go through and get them all yourself. So what we have going on here is we have artifacts and a relic. We use the Jade Heart and the Mask of Xolotl for solo and for co-op. So that's interchangeable. Totec has the same exact things as Lara, so again, you guys can, like, if you're going to do it, you can just do the same exact things. So they all the artifacts and the relics will give you different things. These ones are the best ones because they give you +1 in everything, and you have 2 of them for the Jade Hearts. And then this one is great because of Scattershot, health regen, ammo regen. I think it's the scatter shot, not the power shot. That's really handy for this. So you'll see here that I can only select 3 of them. Totec has the same thing. in the solo, Lara has the spear and her guns, but because we're doing it co-op, we split it up. Totech, it makes sense to have the spear, and Lara will have her guns. This is also so that it kind of forces you to co-op and play together. So what we're going to do, let me actually, this is the setup that you actually want. The setup I was showing you was not the right one. This is the setup you will need. So you don't need them in these particular orders. If you want to rearrange them, whatever way works for you. So you'll see here my spear of light is in my down position on the D-pad, whereas like for my Totec, it's on the right D-pad button. And again, my grenade launcher is in the complete opposite spot, so wherever it's comfortable for you. But so what you need is, as Lara, you need the spear of light. And this is not the regular grenade launcher. This is the heavy grenade launcher. And you need it because the heavy grenade launcher gives you, I think it's extra distance compared to the regular one. And that way it will help you reach areas that we're trying to get. The Spear of Darkness is this one. Lara needs it. The difference between the spears is the regular spear that is in the one slot on Totec is you throw the spear, it stays there. Totec can throw up to 3 spears. Once he throws the 4th spear, the first spear will disappear. So you just need to keep that in mind if Totec is throwing spears for Lara and then is trying to, like, I don't know, shoot at enemies or something. Those spears will eventually disappear. The Spear of Light will one-shot enemies and explode them right away. The Spear of Darkness, what it does is it sticks in the wall for about 2 to 3 seconds, which is enough time for Lara to climb on it and then climb up to where she's going. And there will be sections where Lara is on her own, so this is incredibly handy. And then what you'll see down in slot 3 for Totec is, whoops, where is it actually? Why is everything rearranged? Is the railgun here. The railgun is used for the quick shot, which I will explain later. Alternatively, you can use the golden shotgun right here. They're essentially the same. I think there's not much of a difference. I think most people just use the railgun. So yeah. Lara needs the Spear of Darkness. Totec needs either the golden shotgun or the railgun. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put your weapons in. And then these 3 items are all you need for your artifacts and relics. There's no switching around or anything. So again, you can either go through the levels and collect them yourselves, or you can look for a save file that you can load it from. And that's where you will be ready to start learning. All right, so Temple of Light. Temple of Light has 2 different ways about going about it. 2 different routes. So we're gonna do the standard, simpler, easier route first. And we'll go through the whole level that way. This is gonna get started right away. We're going to take out our grenade launchers and we're gonna shoot that so that it sends us flying up, and then we're gonna bomb boost over the gate, and it's gonna skip a cutscene. Give me 2 seconds. I need to. Okay, you can back out. And so you're going to bomb boost by detonating the bomb behind you as you're jumping. So you're going to jump and basically mash Y. One person's going to be on this side and one person's going to be on this side. I always go on the right because that's how I do it. I think my solo tutorial is on the left, so you can look at the camera angles for that as well. So... whoop, I didn't make it, but Des made it. So, basically, if I made it, we could just keep going right away, but we didn't. You'll notice that Dez is trying to lower his health through bombs, and we're also trying to detonate those so it goes by faster. So this is where Ghost Jump would happen, but instead we're going to just go into the next room. Alright, so I can jump up here really easily. Totek is going to find a thing to stand on here. Now, the world record does this differently from what we're about to do now. Let me actually bomb these guys first. There's going to be a lot of them. Come here. Come here. I see you. Hi. Okay. So, the two ways that you can do this in the room is you can set up a spear warp here. If you want to go fast, you can have Lara put her spear here. The Spear of Darkness is going to explode after a few seconds, so if Lara misses the spear warp, then you'll definitely want to put have Totek put the spear here. In the world record, what they do before spear warping was found is they would have Lara also lower her health, and then Lara would kill herself on those stairs down there. Because something about the physics, when Lara's body is sliding down those stairs, she will like spawn faster, and Totek will run over here and she'll death spawn through the door. If you get that down like perfectly, it's a pretty fast strat. That's why it's viable in the world record. In the second and third place, they used the ghost jump, I think, which definitely saves time, but the rest of the gameplay, I think, is what affects that. But again, that's really fast. They do it flawlessly. In terms of the spear setup, it's about the same amount of time. I would say the time amounts are kind of negligible. You can make this as fast as the way they have it in the world record, I think, by just having good timing, good spear placement, and then just going for it. So anyways, how we're going to do the spear warp is Lara's going to get on here, and you want her to be able to descend on the right side of the spear. What am I saying? The spear. As you can see, she's on the left side, so she'll dismount that way. It doesn't work that way. So you want her to face that on the right side. You're going to have her point the opposite of the way the spear is, and then she's going to dismount and then jump over. Also take a note of how the spears are placed. The tips are kind of angled towards each other, and that's important as well. Lara, what are you doing?
Fun fact for Totek.
Oops.
Totek can actually just stand here and throw this spear, while Lara has to do it a little bit differently, just because Totek is like a tiny bit taller.
I'm not sure which spear is off.
Probably this one.
Hang on, that one was bad. Oh, I think she's on the wrong one. I can't tell which one she's on. It's a problem. Wrong one.
Redo.
There we go. So yeah. So as you can tell, Totek has very low health. Your Totek will just need to very much work on his health management. I only bomb in the first two rooms, and then I stop and let him finish it off. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to jump on the shield, jump up, throw my spear, jump up, and immediately jump out of bounds. Totek is going to kill himself, and hopefully he's either going to slide down the stairs, or if you're lucky, his body's just going to go flying over the edge. Just over the railing, it's fine. Anyways, so you're just going to roll around here. The camera angle may pull depending on how he dies. If you fall to this lower level, you can just roll around and come up right here. You can jump, like, if you get on the branch here or something. I don't remember how it works. Yeah, you can also throw a spear for safety. Right here, you can either just bomb boost over, or you can throw a spear for safety. That's fine as well. Okay, so you know the part where Totek pushed me up and I threw my spear in the wall and I went out of bounds? There was a doorway there. It leads to a room, and when you leave that room, you come out these stairs. If you accidentally go in there, then when Lara gets here, she like teleports inside. All you have to do is roll up the stairs and then you'll come out on the other side over there. It's just in case you get teleported and you get confused. But if you don't do that, you're just going to keep coming this way. Right here is where you're going to go back inbounds, but there's a hole right on the edge, so you don't want to run up to it. You want to run like and jump over the hole, and then you're back in bounds. And then you're just going to grapple your way through here. Now, what's going to happen here? That thing's going to get flames and start spinning. Hopefully you might have played this beforehand, so you kind of already know what I'm talking about. But it's just going to be easy peasy. One person will stand on the button, the other person will pull the lever and go around. And this is where Ghost Jump will actually spawn you. So it does save a little bit of time. And you can have Totek roll off the button if you're lucky enough.
It's pretty easy to time, actually.
Yeah, you don't
like
have to have...
once.
That room is one of the rooms where it doesn't matter who does what. So in one of my other co-ops, I was the one on the button, so I've rolled off that button before. It is fairly easy. So you want the camera angle to let Lara in here. So Totek has to, like, kind of run back and forth. I think you have to go in the corner. No, you have to go back this way first and then go in the corner so that Lara can make it over here.
Yeah, pretty much step on the button and then take one step down.
Now, what you want to do here as Lara is you want to get a little forward so that you grapple the ring and not Totek. Totek, you want to make sure that Lara is actually grappling the ring, otherwise you'll go flying down. Hold on your horses, buddy.
Sorry.
You just also want to be careful as Totek, because you can go fast by hopping along the rope, but the rope is kind of dumb, so sometimes you'll fall through, so like that. So just hopping is faster, but be careful. Also, I think it would help if I was more straight.
Yeah.
Help your Totek. Totek dies for you. And then Totek's just going to put a mine down. He's going to put his spear out, and then he's going to go and activate the next area for us. You're going to spam through some cutscenes. Easy peasy. Okay. And from here on out, it's just kind of go to the end. And the cool thing about this game is you can see the areas that you have already been to in the background. In other levels, you'll see where you're going as opposed to where you came from. Alright, so here, Totek is going to die. Totek is going to try to die. Okay, there we go. Now, the reason why we do that, I'm surprised I didn't trigger this. This is great. You want Totek dead, because if he's not dead and he's like somewhere dilly-dallying around or something, you need both people to stand on. Everyone who's alive needs to be standing on this to trigger those stairs. Now, why do we kill Totek? Because you're supposed to work together to get up these stairs. However, Lara can just vault herself up using the Spear Darkness. It's too much of a hassle, really, to pull Totek up behind you. But we do need Totek to get to the very end. So he's going to spawn where he needs to be, push us up, and then he's going to kill himself again because he's such a great guy. So, what I like to...
Kill yourself.
Yeah. What I like to do is I like to stand not in the center, off center, because when Totek spawns and vaults you up, you don't want to bang your head on the ring. So just gotta jump at the height of his jump. So, thanks, Totek. So yeah, it's very similar to solo if you've seen it. For this particular strategy. Actually, both strategies are similar to solo, I guess. But But yeah, so it comes down to the health management in the beginning. If you wanted to do the, instead of the spear warp, if you wanted to do the death strat, which again is really only what they do in world record, no one else really does it, just because spear warping was easier, because it's really hard to be bombing Lara and Totek at the same time and not kill one of them. But then again, also now we have ghost jump, so that's also a good way to just not even worry about it, which we'll show later. But yeah, so it's fairly simple, except for the health management in the beginning. In terms of the gate, as long as one of you makes it over, that's fine. If both of you makes it over, that's great. If neither of you make it over, feel free to reset, because whatever. As long as one of you makes it over. If you guys want to, you can try switching sides to see if someone's better at one of the sides. It really doesn't matter. And yeah, other than that, that's Temple of Light. All right, so we're gonna show off the ghost jump. It cuts out part of Temple of Light. What you want to do is, before you start the level, you want to set it to medium or hard so that you don't kill the dudes right away. And then before you finish the level, after you get the skip, you want to set it back to easy, otherwise you will have a hard time finishing the rest of the run. But in this second room, once we approach it, Totek is going to throw his spear in the foot of one of the dudes. Lara's gonna go hide in the opposite corner and do baby jumps, and hopefully she will get a moon jump off of it. Basically. That looks good to me. Oh, don't kill the wrong one. Oh wow, I don't know how you did that, man.
Oh! Savage.
Got it. Oh, didn't get it. Okay, that's rude.
That was close. See how we're getting better at this, though? Huh?
Is that what's going on?
That's what's going on. I'm getting better at this.
What the heck?
What?
Oh my god, that was terrible.
I don't know what just happened.
Well, I'm getting those jumps up, so that's good.
Bunny, I'm telling you we're getting there.
There we go.
My god.
Oh, you got it? Oh, do I pull the button? Seems
Yeah,
suspicious. Okay.
We do that. We've always done that.
Okay. You also didn't have the cutscene. Did you do it yourself?
I mash B.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, once you get it, you're just gonna do the same basic stuff, but I do want to show you one extra thing. So, my Totek, please go up there. My Totek, please don't fall. Alright, you go do your thing. Now, this is what I like to do, is around these cutscenes. Then I go here, and I just go to help and options, and then I position my mouse on this ahead of time. So I just click, and then I click here. If I set it on hard ahead of time, because then you click once for it to set it back to easy. I like to do it right here, since you're mashing stuff anyways. You're not in the middle of moving. And then you just finish the level as normal. So yeah. The key things to note is, again, Lara has to tell Totek, or more or less has to tell Totek when the spear is good. You'll notice that Dez used the spear light to kill off the other two. And then you're gonna get a couple
very
of...
cool manner, I may add.
Yeah, that scared me. You don't want to kill the guy you're doing. You want him to run towards you. You saw I got some good moon jumps, but I didn't go up there right away, but because I had some good moon jumps, I knew that that was gonna work. Just didn't work right away. So it's the goose jump is just kind of really finicky. It took us a couple of tries to, you know, get in between successful ones. And you saw it took Des like a try or two to get it in his foot. You can probably
I may add that I learned this 10 minutes ago.
yeah. So
Just saying.
I wouldn't say it's difficult to learn. I just think it's difficult to execute because getting it in the guy's foot, getting the jump off, it's mainly if you get it in the foot right, and you can get a couple of high moon jumps like I got, then you just need to get it going right. But you saw that it took a couple of extra seconds because we didn't nail it right away. There were a couple of tries where he threw his spear in all of them, and then we had to restart. I wish I could tell you the the percentage or the chances or something, but it's really just kind of up in the air. If you want to wait and do this after you've done a couple of runs, because again, doing the regular route is marathon safety strats in case this fails. But yeah, basically, if you're gonna incorporate Ghost Jump into your runs, and you don't get it fast enough or whatever, you need to reset. So you have to be prepared to do that over and over again. I also would recommend that you take time to practice the individual levels. Otherwise, you'll get the Ghost Jump and then the rest of your run will be shitty. So just keep that in mind, you know. It's completely up to you if you want to do it or not. You're more than welcome to try. And if you have any questions, ask away. And this actually is something that you can practice solo-wise. And that may or may not help you. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I wouldn't call it a beginner strat. I would call it a you want to go for world record strat. But by all means, it's up to you if you want to include it or not. Alrighty, so Temple Grounds. I know, it's a bad habit. Temple Grounds is a fairly quick level. It's simply a death spawn. The only issue you may have is trying to figure out if you should stand still, if you should be running, if you should be jumping. But so what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and you're going to quickly trigger a cutscene by bomb boosting over. Alright, so you need to get over. So if one of you doesn't make it, you can bomb boost off the lower edge there and go along. We're just gonna bomb these guys first. Yeah, you can do that. Alright, so pretend Totek never made it, okay? Say he fell down there. So you can just keep rolling and then bomb boost, and then he magically appears there. So if one of you falls and the other one makes it, no worries. It's perfectly fine. Alternatively, if you are Lara, you can throw your spear in the wall and pull yourself up if you don't feel like bomb boosting. It all depends on who falls. But yeah, anyone can bomb boost. So what's going to happen is Lara is going to get to about here, or try to. Totek's mission is to die as soon as that cutscene ends. So Lara's mission is to get to these stairs, because literally, Totek dies so fast, Lara barely has enough time to get to the door, but it's fine. So, yep. So you want to stand like in the middle and maybe jump even. And that's kind of basically it. It's really simple, which is why it's frustrating when it won't work. But yeah,
I just mash A as fast as I can for that, by the way.
Yeah, if you're dead and you're spawning somewhere, it's either going to be A or X. But the way death spawning works is if Lara jumps as Totek is spawning and he's jumping, you can like her hitbox when she jumps like pushes into the door a bit, and if Totek spawns in the jumping action, then he's already like on the edge of her hitbox, which is on the other side of the door. It's that's a very like I guess crude way of explaining it, but it does come down to the hitboxes and how far they extend through the door. So there have been instances where I have just gone up and stood there and it's worked fine. There have been instances where Totek rolled instead of jumping. I do
There's
find
instances of that in the run, by the way, of the rolling in particular.
yeah.
I think it depends on how thick the wall they programmed actually is.
Yeah, and then I think it also depends on your lag. But for the most part, Lara wants to stand in the middle of the door by the line. It can kind of work if you're not on it, but it's not precise. I don't know if that's because that's where the thinnest part of the wall is, or if it's just that's more of a straight shooter, or because Lara's not on an angle or something, but that's where you're going to have the best luck. Spider Tomb. This level is a really cool level, actually, because it's one of the few, well, at least the first of a bunch of levels where we are just going to skip the whole thing. So you're just going to make your way along. Make sure you and your partner have decided who's jumping on what side of the room. Oh, before you go anywhere, come back here. So, side note. If for some reason one of you can't make the jump because jumping is bad, and this happens even with Totek, Totek can stand on the spear for a nanosecond. So if just as he's jumping, Lara spawns, she will teleport to it. And if Lara does this for Totek, he will spawn to it too. And you'll actually see that in a later level. That is a strat, but in terms of saving your butt for this level, that's your backup strat there. So that's fine. All right. If you ever have questions about doing a really cool trick that is old as time, let me know. That would be right here, but it doesn't save time. It's just really cool. Anyways, there are four ways to do this. You can either have one person grapple along. That person can also bomb boost cross. And then Dez is going to show you can either bomb boost or jump down on that end. And you just land there. You want to jump to the right of the thingy that I'm currently pointing at, the little piece of rubble. If you jump from the left, it's harder. And you're going to land like right on the edge here. So have fun with that. Do not climb on this. Do not. Don't look at it. Don't do anything. All right, so Totek's job here is to not stick out his spear. If he sticks out his spear, Lara will fall to her death, and then you're going to be replaced. So this is something that you and your partner can communicate however way you want. But what Lara is going to do, she's going to do something we call a grapple jump. And that's when she jumps out and grapples Totek, like so. But she can actually... Oh, Lara, are you having a bad day? Let me just drop her. That game is so weird. Anyways, she can get a jump off at the end. And then when she jumps, she can grapple Totek again. And when she grapples Totek, she can get a jump off. And while she's jumping, she can you see where I'm going with that? It's a lovely cycle. Anyways, so down at the big spiky barrel down there, that's our ending. So normally you have to go all the way down, and using this thing here and some other ones, you have to extend the bridge. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to get Lara as close in the air to that area as possible. Totek's going to die, and then somehow Lara is going to, like, physics hit some invisible wall or something, and she's just going to get flung towards the end of the level. And then, hopefully, before she dies completely, Totek will spawn in the trigger for the next level. So the issues with this is Totek can either jump too early or too late. he can stick up his spear and cause Lara to lose her grapple. That's just a dick move. When he jumps, sometimes he'll get a baby jump, or he'll just, grab the edge, which I was gonna do, but whatever. He can, like, do, like, a ledge grab, which is, like that. And the reason why that's bad is because it doesn't give Lara enough camera angle. In terms of Lara, what can go wrong is, Lara can't grapple Totek if she's at a higher level than him. So what you want to do is you want to be extending your length first. You don't really need height. So when you grapple, you don't want to jump super immediately. You want to give it like a nanosecond. Because again, if you keep jumping the instant you're grappling, she gains height. And then she eventually can't grapple Totek. Another important thing is direction. The only thing I can say is if you go too far right, go too far left, you will be able to see it when she bomb boosts. Sometimes if you go too far left, you can still make it work, but not really. I've just basically gotten it down to instinct, I guess, muscle memory. The other thing is Lara does a bomb boost to stay in the air longer, and that can be too early or too late. So if you do it too late, she doesn't get a bomb boost off and she just falls to her death. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong here and a lot of troubleshooting, but it's really nifty when you get it. So anyways, I've done enough talking. Maybe I've ruined my luck, but let's give it a go, okay? What I do personally is I count to 3, and all my Toteks know that on 3 is when they jump. Lara, I count when I do the grapple. So jump, grapple, jump, grapple. And when I say 3, I'm jumping and they jump, and then I get a grapple, and then I can get a 4th grapple, and then I can get 1 more jump off, and then bomb boost. So it's a bit of timing. That's also why I count for them, so that they know instead of them staring, because everything on Totek's screen doesn't make sense. Toteks can never trust their screen, pretty much. So, ready, Freddy?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I did not get the jump off there. But I don't know if you noticed, I did wait a little bit before I jumped, because again, you don't want her to get too much height. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, okay, so yes, that's an example of that's an example of what Totek can do.
We're just gonna edit this out.
1, 2, 3, and bomb boost. And you want her to land on or in that thing. Now, again, if you rewatch that and see where Lara's body, it went through the level, the middle platform level or whatever. Even if she's just as landing on that, Totek should spawn underneath her. If Totek, in theory, should just be able to mash A or whatever it is to spawn, and he'll land. Occasionally, he'll spawn too soon, and he'll land on the spiky thing and die. But again, if you're watching Lara's trajectory, you can kind of figure that out. I don't know what the heck Toteks see, so communication is key there. The other thing is you can successfully, like, do that in bomb boost, but if your angle is slightly off or whatever, you'll get a death screen. So this is one of those tricks. It's a hard trick to learn, to be honest. It took me a long time. If you're playing with different people, you have different issues. So again, it's a lot of it comes down to what Lara does. But again, Totek does have some issues, like some things he could mess up on. If you're not able to bomb boost, sometimes that could be because of Totek's jumping. Just try to have Lara do some troubleshooting before you say Totek. But yeah, Toteks just need to pay attention. Again, There are people who don't count. They just go for it and their toe techs just know what to do. I'm weird and I count. So you don't have to count. You can count. Again, remember the checkpoint is right by there, so it's good for practicing. And
Also,
it's a very fast level.
canning really helps, especially if you have lag, so that everything Totek sees is literally unusable.
Yeah.
Like literally unusable for any timing. So
Um,
counting's
a lot of things that happen, either happen or aren't happening or something, where Totek will be like, oh, it didn't work, but then all of a sudden, like, you get to the screen we're on right now and you're like, oh, it worked. What happened?
Totek will go as far as to defy basic physics and space-time itself to where he will fall through floors on his screen. It's not going to happen on Lara's screen, but then he actually dies from falling through the floor. We've had that happen, and lag is a problem sometimes.
Which
So
is
just
why
make sure you
it's
communicate.
important before you get serious in the runs to test out the lag with your partner. All lag is different. And there is a wide range of how much or how little a lag you can get away with. However, too much lag will really become an issue. Okay, summoning.
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the most complicated level in the speedrun, where you throw spears at a T-Rex until he dies.
What kind of spears do we use?
Well, the Spear of Light, of course, because they deal the most damage.
Okay, so there's something you can do here. It's optional. It either saves you like half a second, or if you have one person keep rolling, you don't lose any time at all. But what you can do for super optimality is throw a spear in the direction of the dino, trigger the cutscene, skip the cutscene, and hopefully your spears will hit the dino, which will reduce its health by basically half before you even do anything. And
But most of the time it won't, because aiming is stupidly
aiming
hard
is bad.
in this game.
So what you could do is you could just roll straight through and not worry about it. It's not that big of a problem. Or you could have one person throw and one person go. It's up to you. You're the leader of your speed run.
Let me try to show it off.
I don't know. I'm aiming bad. There we go. Hi!
See, I didn't hit any spear there. So...
Yeah. So it's gonna be way faster than that because we stood and talked there for at least 30 seconds. But yeah, it's just run and poke.
Pretty sure it's like 6 to 7 seconds.
Just remember to use your Spear of Light. Quick shot doesn't apply here. So, because Totek doesn't get enough filament on his bar. So, yeah, basically your fastest thing is just the Spear of Light.
We'll explain quick shotting later.
Yeah, quick shot will be the next dino. Forgotten Gate is a pretty interesting level. It's got about 2 parts to it. And we're gonna skip the first part because it's boring. And because we want to show off how they forgot the gate. So what we're gonna do is Totek can sit on this ball. He can hang out over here, or he can literally just come hang out with Lara up here. Do not step on any of these pressure plates. Occasionally Totek might have a black screen here or something. Just roll with it. So Lara's gonna come here. She's going to roll, jump, and grapple. As you can see, she's trying to grapple Totek. So if she's having issues grappling Totek, just make him move somewhere. He does not have to be on the ball. That's Dez's preferred spot. He can be up here. He can be over. I don't know why being over in that corner is good, but it helps sometimes. But anyways, you're just gonna go through here. Alright, so this part. This part is, you're going to roll, you're going to approach not these spiky things, but different spiky things that have a set pattern. So you just need to learn the pattern. And then after that, there will be falling tiles that have a set pattern. So this entire portion is all about just remembering what does what. It's just, this part's all memorization. So it's a walk in the park. If you have lowered settings for graphics, this is why we would recommend keeping shadows on, so that you can have an idea of where to roll on the tiles. So this part is the part that you have to memorize what happens, because right here they come back and hit you. If you're toe tech, you can jump through these without dying. Just kidding. Be careful. Don't do this at home. Alright, so this is the part where you want to make sure shadows are on. However, it's the same pattern every time. We recommend you hug the left 2 lanes. And just a side note, we are doing this in co-op. However, the pattern is this entire level is the same in solo. If you are playing Lara, you can do this level on solo and practice it for your co-op. If you're toe tech, you would have to figure out how to get Lara through the gate. But other than that, you can just practice learning the tile patterns. So this is gonna be Toxic Swamp. Toxic Swamp is a level with a bunch of stuff going on, and for some people, me and Dez in particular, it's a crazy level.
It looks like
so,
These
okay.
lands are poisoned by the mirror.
Let's just get, started. This right here is a little cutscene, and if we can skip it, we will. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here, and you're gonna see this rock. It doesn't matter which one of you does this, by the way, but you're just going to come up and roll around the rock, and the other person will kill themselves. If you do trigger this, don't worry, it's not a big deal. If you fall off, just practice. I've fallen off a lot. Okay, so this next upcoming area has a cutscene that we want to skip, so it's right over here. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna come here, and you can either throw a spear here and jump up, or you can just bomb boost your way up. Right about here. And you want to roll immediately. I don't want you to fall, but you want to do it right here. If you do it too close over there, you can actually still trigger the cutscene, and you don't want to do that. So we're just going to come in here. You're not going to blow this up. You're just going to jump through the wall here. Now, one person is going to die, and we're going to death spawn through the gate. I prefer having Lara die here because Totek has to kill himself at some point anyways, so it makes more sense for Lara to die and then Totek to die instead of Totek die, spawn, then die again. So anyways, Lara's gonna come up here on this pyramid. Now, right here, you're gonna jump up. Now, this area is like kind of out of bounds, but technically not out of bounds. I'm just gonna call it out of bounds to be simple. So you're gonna come over here, and we're gonna have to get back in bounds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a spear around here, and then we're gonna jump on it, and then bomb boost holding up. You don't want to hold to the left. It's gonna look like you will hit a rock. Don't worry about it. Just hold up. And the reason why I say that is because the instant you hold it slightly to the left, her body just goes pew to the left, and you just falls to her death. So you can stand here, you can stand here. Does not quite matter where you stand. You want to throw your spear around here-ish. If you put it too far, she won't run to it. If you do it too close, she'll put it in this wall and not over here, so that won't be good. And I'm just going to show you. Obviously, if she goes pew, she's going to really fall to her death, but there's a chance she might just slide down like this. If that's the case, you can just come over here, jump here, throw a spear, hop up, and then jump up here again. So if you fall and you don't die, it's fine. So yeah, we're going to throw a spear here, we're going to jump, we're going to bomb boost up, and that's it. So this is the direction we want to go in. However, you'll notice that there's water there. That means that the level hasn't loaded, and we want the level to load. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So what we're going to do is the second gate is over here. We completely went by it. So we're gonna roll either you or your toe tech, it doesn't matter who. You're gonna go around to the trigger point. So notice toe tech has to move with me for the camera angle. So the line on this bridge here, you just wanna make sure you go by it. And just that whoosh noise means pretty much that you got it. I was kind of talking over it. But yeah, so you can see the water is gone and now we have this. You want to be careful rolling off. You can die, don't jump. Even though it's kind of pointless, you want to have 2 people alive just in case. Right here's a hole, don't jump in the hole. That's about it. And then when it turns black, you want to do this with your grenade launcher. The blue bar will flash and that's how you know it works. You or toe tech can do this part, it doesn't matter. So the reason why you do this is so that you can jump and aim. There are 2 ways to do this part. You can come over here and jump and shoot, or you can come over here. This way works because of co-op, alright? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump and grenade launch, and if you aim for the middle, you can get both of them. As you can see, I just died, but it's okay because toe tech's live. So we death spawned through the first gate, we skipped the second gate, and we just did the third gate kind of basically the normal way. Which is fine. So we're just gonna come over here now. We're gonna come up here. And we're going to do this next part. So for this room, you can just race your partner to the end. Just please pick a side so you don't kill each other on the spikes. What side you're on depends on this part right here. So your toe tech is going to kill himself and he's going to death spawn through the wall. So Lara can either stand here or Lara can stand over here. And of course, depending on which side she is on, depends on which direction your toe tech is. If she's over here, he's going to aim in this direction. If she's over here, he's going to aim in this direction. And you can either spam A or X. For some people, A works better, and other people's X works better. And then again, left side, right side, it all depends on your toe tech. If Lara stands on that side, it makes more sense for her to come down on this end and stuff. So yeah. You can Lara just can stand there. She doesn't have to really do anything.
Yeah, what I do for toe tech is I hold down right, spam X, and then after the roll starts, I will roll my control stick over to right, down, down, right.
Yes.
Either one works. But yeah, basically gonna look like this.
Yep. And again, you just gotta get a feel for it. Alright, so the end of the level is over there. There's a bridge here, but there's a cutscene on it, and then we can't do fancy tricks. So you can stand here, you can stand pretty much anywhere on any of these rocks. I prefer the big one. I think I'm the only one, so it's fine if you do it different from me. What you're going to do is you're going to do a grapple jump. I take 5 grapple jumps to get across. I think world record is 4. But I curve more to the left to unlock the camera, because I find that the camera has issues unlocking here. But yeah. You might have to do a bomb boost at the end. It's not really necessary. It depends on stuff. Your toe tech really doesn't need to move until you've landed, unless you're really going for fast, optimal world record stuff, then yeah, do that. The rocks up ahead, there is like one little tiny area that you can land on and won't die. If you land there, don't move, just have your toe tech kill himself, and then he can like boost himself up, boost you up and then kill himself. But I'll show you what the grapple jump looks like. Oh, no, I did not make that. That's really stupid. Alright.
What the hell?
I don't know why the camera's not working. Okay. Yeah, go. Oh my god. Okay, so then you want to roll here immediately and then jump, and then your toe tech goes through, and bam. So yeah, let's recap. So you have the little cutscene in the beginning. If you just gotta practice that, it's not a big deal if you trigger it. The bomb boost to the first gate, or you can throw the spear. It doesn't matter. If you feel safer with the spear, go for it. You can also do a thing like have Totek come help you or something, and then he can kill himself. I think World Record has something like that or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And then just make sure that when Lara is out of bounds trying to get back inbounds, that you hold up when you bomb boost so you don't go flying. Make sure you go re-trigger for the level. Go straight. Do not go right, because you will freeze your game and it will be bad. And also be careful. Just even when you go and you trigger the rest of the level, when you come back, just keep an eye out, because sometimes if you don't go far enough, it won't trigger. And then you gotta, really, really go far. But yeah, just keep an eye out. Make sure when you roll like into that out of bounds area, just be careful on rolling. Don't jump. Don't do anything crazy. Have your Totek figure out what works for him for the fire thing, and then for the grapple jump, the game's gonna be weird. Figure out what works for you. Your PCs might be nicer than mine. Mine insists on a lot of camera unlocking, so I have to kind of be a little crazy. And then for the death spawn at the end, at that point, Totek can just keep rolling off the edge, so don't worry about that. And yeah, I find that this level trolls a lot. So it's trolled me in Dez a lot. It trolls me a lot in solo. But just don't worry about it. Flooded Passage is an interesting level because there's a lot going on in it as well. And sometimes it can ruin your run. I mean, I guess in theory every level has its quirks of that, but this level in particular can be iffy. So the first thing you're gonna do is kill your Totek. And Lara is just going to come here, jump up, and roll through all this. Or try to roll through all this. You can either detonate them or jump over them. Okay, so what's gonna happen in this next area is here. Ideally you want to ignore the skeleton, but for the sake of yapping, I'm gonna tell you. So you can do a couple of different ways to get over this barrier. However, the fastest way is to have someone who, I think Lara will probably get there first, have Lara like throw a spear in the right spot, and then she's gonna jump on the spear, jump to the top of the barrier in the right location, about in the middle where I have my pointer, and then she's gonna hop over, and then Totek's gonna kill himself, and then Totek's gonna stare at this wall in close vision. Totek can throw the spear for Lara if need be, because again, Lara's spears explode after a while. Alternatively, you can stand in this corner. Totek can put up his shield. Lara can jump on it. Totek can jump in that corner, and then Lara can just jump and bomb boost over there. It's a slightly slower setup, but it's faster. And then I think the third way is a combination of both, which kind of doesn't make sense, but again, whatever floats your boat, because dying here just wastes your time. If both of you die though, you do spawn right here, so it's amazing. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, if you've done this from solo, this is literally just setting up the spear so that it mimics solo. If not, you're just going to basically hold right, jump, and then jump. Totek's gonna die, and we're gonna unlock the camera. So he's gotta die a second time, or even a third time. Life is hard.
I jumped onto the spear.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you want, excuse me, friend. I am doing a tutorial. You want Lara to have a lot of health here. If Lara does not have a lot of health here from these and the exploding plants, then you're probably gonna have to get your toe tech in a second. You're going to, as you can see, she's got her spear out, but when it points down, you can just hit that. If Lara is low on health, you want toe tech to spawn here. This level is weird. This next like area before I enter the next room, Lara is supposed to do all by herself. Occasionally, the game decides, nah, toe tech has to be here too, and then you'll get the little round ring. So then your toe tech will have to spawn, and then he'll stand in the corner over here and just jump and bomb boost off to try to give Lara a camera angle. And occasionally, Lara will have to navigate without camera. However, if everything goes fine and dandy, that won't happen. Again, this is something that happens in solo, so if you're Lara, you can practice it on your own as well. But you just want to run and bomb boost over. And you see the ring happen there, so I need my toe tech to spawn and do the thing. And then, normally you can... Normally from... normally above that plant, you can bomb boost from that ledge to where I'm standing now, but because I needed toe tech, I just came over here and rolled off the edge for safety, because the camera angle can yoink it and stuff. Alright, this room's crazy. What I do personally, one person puts out their gun, I take a few steps over and I shoot. And that's to get rid of the spikes that were over in the corner before, so that we can pull everything. As soon as we take a step forward, there's going to be a big guy that spawns in the middle of the room. You don't want him to hit either of you. So either one person can stand there for a second and the guy will get ready to swing, and then you guys can both pull it. Or you can put a mine down and kind of jolt him a little bit. Either way, if you lose control in this room, you have to kill the whole room because it becomes a rodeo. So just try to be fast. Hello, big guy. Oh no. No, it's fine. We're fine. Safe, beautiful. Who said this was a hard room? Me. Alright, so you want someone to put a bomb down here, and then you can just hop up here. Sometimes the guest has an extra barrier, and as you saw, Dez just did a random hop in the middle of the world. That's fine.
Yeah, there was a barrier for me. For some reason,
you can jump on top of it, though. It's fine. Yeah. Alright, this is the part where Totek does things. He's gonna bomb boost across. If you have good enough lag, Lara can just run against these stairs. What are these things? The gate, I guess. And Totek can die, and he'll actually just spawn on the other side, but it rarely happens. But if it works for you guys, please use it, because it is a hell of a great strat. However, we can't get it to work, so we just have him bomb boost cross. It's slightly slower. Also, what just happened? Okay, I just had a bunch of lag. Okay, so now I'm gonna kill myself, and he's gonna get up there, and I'm gonna spawn here, and now we're gonna roll over here. And I'm going to, as I stand on this button, shoot so that he doesn't die. And then this part's complicated. You want to stand on the button, let Totek roll through, and then hopefully you can roll through like that. If not, try to get Totek to trigger your cutscene. For some reason, Dez can't trigger it on my game. I don't know.
Yeah. Side note, if you're standing here as Totek, the cutscene's gonna trigger, just not
actually,
for us.
Sometimes you can get around that area and it works too. But anyways, if for some reason you can't roll through like I just did, you can jump off the edge and like bomb boost to about here. That takes a bit of practice. Where are you going? Oh my god. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
If not, there is also a pot. If the monsters don't break the pot, you can stand on the pot and bomb boost over. Yeah. So what's going to happen here is we're going to do another death spawn where Totek kills himself. In this case, you need to run and jump on one. And hopefully have good timing. The reason is because the hole has a wall. I mean, the wall has a hole and Totek can fall to his death. I'm good at English. It's fine. But yeah. That, again, as long as Lara doesn't die, you can just practice as much as you want. But yeah. So, the area where Totek's bubble appears and you have to make him spawn can get a little hairy. And that can really put a damper on runs. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff happening. So just you know, practice and it'll be fine. If you have any issues with the barrier skip, Lara can definitely practice it on her own because it is very similar to solo. If it's any issues like with the spear spot or something, you can just ask in the Discord and someone will be able to help you. So Jaws of Death is like the auto scroll level of the game. It is a little bit random because the fish can be a couple of seconds off whether if he keeps up with you or not. Just put up your spears for bomb boost. Basically, the only thing we've been able to figure out is if you bomb the first and last bridges, that helps. And then he roars a couple of times. And if both of you are alive during that part, that seems to help. Then if one of you are dead. Also, we're bombing all the bridges because we can. The other thing is if you and your Totek or you and your Lara are about even, make sure you guys pick sides to roll on. Because, whoops, I'm gonna die there. Because you don't want like your bomb boosts to hit each other. Also, I don't know if you saw, but it looked like Totek got yanked back a little bit when I died. The camera can do that, especially if he was way further ahead. So if you're really far behind and you're going to just kill yourself to help out your partner, please make sure they're not about to jump, because that can pull the camera back and kill them. But yeah, so other than that, you're just gonna just roll through, fly through, bomb. This is the last bridge, this one's important. And then what we need to do is we need to get ready for our fishy friend to greet us. So this trick mainly works with Lara. You're gonna kill yourself and then death spawn through the door with a jump. Oh, I didn't get it. But basically it allows you to trigger the end part faster. That's all. It saves you like an extra second or two. This is a really short and fast level anyways, so it's not bad. Of course, there are times where you fall a lot or die a lot and whatnot, but yeah. The only thing you're really hoping for is that the fish will basically be right behind you when you get to the end. I don't know if you guys noticed, it took him an extra few seconds to catch up with us because we're too fast, Kappa. But, yeah, that's not really anything you can control, to be honest. Just go through the level and hope for the best. It's so short anyways, though. Twisting Bridge. This level looks really nifty. It's super cool. But it's also like the hardest level in the game for Lara. It's like the most complicated grapple jump ever. So what we're gonna do first, before you go over there, is there are two ways to get out of bounds. The first way involves Totek standing here, boosting Lara up on his shield. Do you have that up? And then she can get up here. Then what would happen is he would kill himself off in that direction, and she would come up here and bomb boost across this chasm. It's a very safe way of doing things. Oops. Oh, shit. It's a little slow. Also, don't go on that bridge part because I just triggered a bunch of things by accident. The faster way is to come over here and jump here. If you get stuck on the other side of this, you can like roll around it. But anyways, you're gonna come here, and this kind of has to be done a little fast. Also, this is the part of the game where sometimes the characters do what they want. So, yeah. So you're gonna jump up here. Lara's basically going to, you see where my pointer is? You're gonna throw just past it. And as soon as it thunks, you're going to have Totek jump towards it, and then you're going to jump to the spear. So, there you go. And then you're going to jump up. Easy peasy, right? Just remember, sometimes Totek will, like, jump, and Lara will just fall through his shield. Good times. I think there's a couple other things that could happen sometimes there. So you're just going to come along this way. And you're going to go all the way to the end. Do not stop. Okay? And by the end, I mean this is the end right here. Now this is where you turn. Alright, so this rock thing right over here is slippery. You want to jump over it. If you don't jump over it, you fall to your death. After you, my dear. So I like that. Which is why you don't go both at the same time. The funny part is, at the top part, like right along here, it's like invisible. It's like you can kind of go into the wall. It's weird. But anyways, so you want to come over here. See this rock? This is your friend rock. Alright, so there are 3 ways to do this, and you're just gonna have to play with them and figure it out. And if you're Totek, please get comfy. What's gonna happen is there is a pillar about here-ish, in that direction. We need to unlock the camera, get Lara over there, and try to land on the stairs after the part where you trigger the cutscene. And you don't want to kill Totek until it's too late. Or, you know, you don't want to kill him too early. So, how are we going to get to this pillar? Well, grapple jumping. But, like, we can do it 3 ways. We can either go straight across to the pillar. And you're not going to the pillar. You're going to, like, the right of the pillar, apparently. There's an invisible wall, and there's, like, a hole. And if you're lucky, you'll just grapple jump through the hole. They do this in the world record, and it's amazing, and I've done it like once, and it doesn't work every time for me. It must be practice, probably. I did it just randomly, so whatever. But it does work. The other thing is you can go out a couple of grapple jumps and then come around and cross over the pillar and then land on the bridge or the stairs bridge thing. The other thing is you can hold right. Go right, don't land on the rocks over here, but go right until you hit the invisible wall, and then you're going to come down along the invisible wall, grapple jumping still, until you get to the pillar, and then go over the pillar, and then land on the stairs. It's actually changed for me. I used to do it going to the left and then back around, then I could only do it doing to the right, and now I'm back to going to the left and around. So definitely give it a go for all of them. And this is definitely a level that you're going to practice a lot. Now, the downside to this is that we haven't touched any save points from the beginning. So if both of us die, we have to go all over again. So it's going to be a frustrating thing. But ready? Oh, this is very hard.
Don't act like I have to actually do something.
You want to make sure that you're holding the grapple long enough. Also, it's really going to be hard, but sometimes Lara will lose height randomly, so you need to know like when to try to get back to Totek and pull up. So basically like that. Please don't move. Please don't move. This is an excellent view. If you extend my pointer out, that jut of rock, if you're doing the method where you hold right, you want to make sure you don't land on that. Otherwise, you'll really mess things up. You want to be just before it, and then you want to follow the wall down. Alternatively, Oh, I can't get this far down anymore. Between the pillar, which is the square in the middle at the bottom, and the TNT, somewhere around there is where you would be kind of aiming if you did the straight jump. So I can't exactly pinpoint it for you, but it's between those two. I pretty much just pointed my analog stick and then grappled and somehow made it work. I wish I could help you. Just watch the world record video. Deduce from there. Now this part is important. If Totek rolls before you get up there a bit, he's gonna actually trigger the cutscene without even him like manually spawning. Like the game just auto spawns him. So you want Totek to probably die when you're around this. You want him to die as later as possible. And when you're going fast, you're probably going to be dragging him. So if you want to fall, you can. And Lara's just going to roll for her life. Now, you don't want Totek to spawn right away because I could be standing here and he could spawn and you could get yanked back. In theory, Totek doesn't need to spawn unless Lara is in serious need of dying. Which, I mean, you can always take it slow too. There is a point where he can spawn and it won't pull you back down. I don't actually know quite where it is, to be honest. I would just count to like 5 or something and then spawn. Can't go wrong. But yeah, so this level is pretty difficult. At least a bunch of us have come to that agreement because the angle is just so weird. And I also lose a lot of height when I'm doing it as well. So, there's a backup strat if you fall and live. And I'll probably just find a video and paste, like, upload that separately. And then there's also a backup strat, that's a little bit easier, and I'll show that, as well in this video. But yeah, other than that, just practice and try not to cry. It's really, really amazing when you pull it off. It just takes a lot of practice, and your Totek's gonna get incredibly bored. The other thing to know, I guess, is if you are doing the grapple jump and you fall, your Totek can fall off the rock. So he just needs to be alert to like hold back on his analog stick in hopes that he doesn't get pulled off. But other than that, if you have any questions or need any help, just let us know in the Discord and we will do our best to help you out. All right, so this is just a marathon backup strat type thing. If you are having issues with the grapple jump and you don't want to do it, this is just a fast, easy strat. It triggers the cutscene no matter what, but if you just want to try to get a PB or whatever, so we're gonna roll down here, and ironically we get a save point. Not that it matters because this is easy. So you and your Totek are gonna come over here. Excuse me, friendo. Oh, he doesn't care. So right here, this bridge normally rotates and jumps up. This pillar in front of me, to the left of my thingy, right above it is another save point. So what I'm gonna have my Totek do, Dez, is he's going to put his shield up. I'm gonna jump on it, and then he's gonna jump towards the pillar. I'm gonna jump and bomb boost, and we're gonna hope to trigger that. Or actually, just jump up and down. Don't actually go out. I want to see if I can get it without it. I did not hear that. That guy was rude.
Holy shit.
It's great. No, that's fine. Beware of evil monsters. Alright. That's fine. Let's go. Alright, I heard it, so you can kill yourself now. No, just die. So when you hear the tingling noise, that means it's a save point. So you just do that. Beware of evil monsters that push you off the edge. If I got it and they pushed them off, it would have been fine. But see, here we go. We spawn right here. And then all you need to do is roll up, sit through the cutscene, and roll to the end. So it's not the fastest way, but it's a really great way. It's a good backup strat just in case. And if you fall down here grappling, down over there and you survive, you can come underneath here and you would stand about here-ish. There's, and then you would do the same thing. Totek would throw you up on his shield. He would jump up and you would try to get Lara to trigger the point here. So you can do it from below here as well. It's just a backup strat. It's for easy convenience. No one ever does it, but Saren and I found it, and I just feel like it's worth mentioning. So now that you've gotten through Twisting Bridge, you want to take a breather because you just did a really hard level. And fiery depths can be relaxing. Thankfully, we get to skip a lot of the level, so it doesn't matter. This level you want to start rolling almost immediately because you want to catch cycles, but if you're like my Totek, he'll probably die. Just kidding. You want Totek to jump across? Yeah. You gotta be careful of those flames. You can still try to go around it, but still. You want to jump, and Lara's gonna jump off and bomb boost. And then we're gonna do the lovely trick that we talked about at the beginning of Spider Tomb. It's the only time in the game you do it. Oh, that was so close. Okay, don't let Totek spawn. You're gonna have Lara throw her spear here. Maybe not quite there, about here. And then when she faces backwards, Totek is going to teleport to it. And you may have to give your Totek cues, like, yeah, I'm turned around now. Alright, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump here, and you're gonna go wee. And then you're going to just, I advise jumping from corner to corner. And then that's like about it. Because you get to this point, and you see that lovely dragon head over there with the stairs? That's the end of the level. This game loves to show you the end of the level. Remember Spider Tomb. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're like, we see the level, we're going to the level. Now this is a little different from Spider Tomb. It's a little easier? Question mark. Basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna grapple jump to the lava waterfall over here. Totek's gonna kill himself. I'm gonna do something magical. You'll all be amazed. And then Totek's going to spawn at the bottom of the level, and then we'll take it from there. This level, the way the route we're gonna show you, the strat I should say, is very consistent, and we haven't had this issue as often, but this is the level where you can get brown screens. And it doesn't mean that your game is broken. It just means that you need to do the grapple. You can see the white line. That shows up through the brown screen. So it doesn't matter if Lara or Totek is the one with the brown screen. As long as you have that, the other person can guide the other to where you need to go. And it's really silly. The strat we used to use before had that happen so frequently that we became very skilled at figuring out how to wander our way through the dark. In fact, one time both of our screens were brown. Again, it doesn't really happen as often here, but don't panic. If you get a brown screen, it's part of the game, trust me. I'm sure they meant it to be. Anyways, this is gonna be easy. You're gonna do you're gonna do 3 grapple jumps. And the 4th one, you're gonna take a big long nosedive. And after the 3rd one, how you get to the lava thing doesn't matter much, as long as you get there. So 1, 2, 3, and then I jump, grapple, jump, grapple. I land at the top of the lava. However, if you do it a different way, you can land here. Also, you can roll off and die, Totek. You can land like around here. All right, so just below me is the little, in this dark shaded area is a little knob. You're going to like roll down and to the right, but above that knob. It sounds weird, but we're gonna, ready? Oh, and then you're just gonna grapple. you can spawn. Make sure your toe tech spawns. I didn't hit that big rock that was floating in my face, so I died instantly. Thank God. But she can get stuck on it. Anyways, so you're gonna come here. You're gonna jump up. If you're lucky enough, you don't have to climb up. She'll just jump up there. And that's it. You walk to the end of the level. Now, that can be like maybe a little weird to figure out. You're gonna roll off the edge as Lara, and then you're going to just grapple once or twice. The grappling extends the time she's in the air. As Totek, ideally he'll still be like in his quote-unquote spawn time when you get to that point, but if he's not, you don't want him to spawn immediately because he's probably gonna fall into a death plane. You want to like count to like 2 or so, and then he can spawn down below fine. And then he's gonna have, I think, what, like a brown screen or something until he spawns? Is that what happens?
After he spawns too.
Okay.
It depends on if you hit the rock and die instantly, you don't get a brown screen at all. But most of the time what happens is it's gonna take a while for her to die, and I just start rolling in like up, right.
Yeah.
Around that area, and then it goes away eventually most of the time.
It probably goes away when I spawn from my death. Or in the middle of that or something.
Something like that.
So yeah, if you're Totek, have fun. Definitely, there's some people who play Totek have streamed it, so you can definitely check out those and see what their screen looks like. If for some reason you're bored of that strat or something, there's an older strat, but I've tried showing people, and it just doesn't seem to work anymore ever since we found this better strat. It's like the game gave up or something. But yeah, this is pretty consistent. It's never gonna really give you an issue except for maybe in the flying area. But again, just like grapple twice. Make sure you roll off the rock at the right point. That's about it. So, yeah. Again, this level, it's not as bad. It's kind of a nice cooldown after Twisting Bridge. So, alright, so Belly of the Beast is very much like the summoning. The only difference is this is where you can first start doing the quick shot. The quick shot is basically only what Totek can do. Lara doesn't have the shotgun enabled because of the dark spear.
And with shotgun, you mean the rifle?
Yeah. Alright.
The railgun.
Yeah.
That's the name. You want me to show off quick shots?
Yeah, so basically the way quick shot works, I'm gonna do it really quick with Lara. But so you would use your Spear of Light, and then the Spear of Dark would normally be your railgun. But so what you're gonna do is you're going to aim, shoot, let go, tab with the D-pad, and then aim again. So you want to do that really quick, so it's gonna be like that. But with the gun, not the double spear. So just like that, like Dez is doing. So, you pretty much only get to do it for this. So now, you can just jump to these tiles and jump down together. If you want to do for fun, it honestly doesn't add any extra time. So if you really want to do it for fun, is you can have someone stand there. It doesn't have to be Totek, it can be Lara. And what they do is they time the throw of their spear so that when you trigger the cutscene, maybe the spear will hit the dino when it spawns. However, more often than not, the dino will do this weird thing where it spawns, turns invisible as the spear goes through it, and then just spawns again and it doesn't actually hit it.
It just ducks away. He's a master.
But there are times where you might be lucky enough to hit it, and if that's the case, then you're definitely probably going to get a glot on this split that you'll find very hard to reproduce. But anyways, ready?
Yeah.
We're going. Also, Lara can throw a spear too, but it never matters.
Oh.
It's fine.
Well.
Now Totek or whoever's at the stairs just teleports over, and then you just shoot.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, it's just very easy peasy. It's very quick level. It's a very good level to practice quick shot. And even as solo, like you can enter this in solo mode and practice it yourself as Lara instead of Totek, or if you're still Lara and you just want to practice it. This is a really good level for it. Again, Lara can't really do quick shot in co-op because she has a Spear of Darkness, which is by no means better than the Spear of Light. The railgun has a lot of power, but it has very low rate of fire. So if you do the spear in conjunction with the railgun, you get a big burst of damage. This is also normally a thing that you want once you have your bar underneath the portrait lit up. And this is like really the first level where you can start doing that in either run, co-op or solo.
Yeah, that is because hitting the dino with the Spear of Light will fill up your bar, and then you get the double shot with the railgun, and that deals a lot of damage.
Nothing else prior to this really works. Alright, so if you remember Forgotten Gate, this is going to be almost exactly the same. The pattern for the falling tiles is going to be different, but that never changes either, so you just got to memorize the two patterns. The other fun thing is we have flames and a big guy. So you can do two things. You can kill Totek and have him spawn through the gate, just in case Lara can't get through here, but she can. So again, for Lara, it's the same mechanics as Forgotten Gate. For Totek, it's just die, and hopefully you can spawn on the other side. Now, these flames right here are all random, so please take your time, because dying is bad. Right here, this set of flames is never going to hurt you. Just keep rolling. Now, these are all preset. They're going to fall the same exact way every time. We advise that you hug the middle two rows, with the exception at the beginning when I went really far to the left. And then you want to get a bomb boost over here and kill Totek Kappa. In all seriousness, you probably don't need the bomb boost, but there are times where it's necessary. So it's always best to just whoever is in front to get a jump and a bomb boost and let the second person die. There are times where both of you will make it, it's fine. But yeah, so it's the same mechanics as Forgotten Gate. And yeah, it's as simple as that. So Mirror's Wake is an interesting level. The good news about this level is there are 2.5 ways to do it. And I say that because in co-op, there are 2 ways that are really good, and one of them is very consistent. There is a third way, which is basically you have Totek set up spears, and then Lara, and then he kills himself and lets Lara do everything. That's basically making it be the solo run. You really don't want to do that. You're going to waste a lot of time. So I'm going to show you the two ways of doing it for co-op, and then if for some reason neither of those 2 options work for you, let us know and we'll help you, because I really don't want you to be doing it the third way. It's just painful and unnecessary. So the first one we're doing, this one is a little bit harder than the next one we'll show you, and it's just because of timing. So basically what we're doing is we're standing next to this ball. We both dropped a mine down. Now what we're gonna do is don't do anything, Dez. When you press what is it, A, Lara does a climbing animation up on the ball. Now while she's doing that, so basically the instant you hit A, you would do it, you're going to detonate both of you are going to climb at the same time, detonate your bomb at the same time, and then really I think only one person needs to do it, but if both of you do it, it doesn't hurt. You want to mash Y and detonate a mine immediately while it's in the air. So the ball is going to go flying in the air, you're going to be climbing on top of the ball, and hopefully you can get out of bounds. So when you get here, you want to put your mines down and count to 3 or 4. It's like a 3-second cooldown. And then you want to, in some way with your partner, communicate that you get on the ball at the same time. A simple countdown really works. So, ready, Dez?
Yep.
Of course you are. 3, 2, 1, go. And hopefully it looks something like that. Now, that is something that you can practice in solo, by the way. Just start the level up by yourself and practice it. It's just, it comes down to mashing the Y button. If you're good at mashing, it probably will be fine for you. So, the hardest part for this is just getting toe tech up there, but as you can see, Dez does it pretty easily, so it's probably not that hard. He's gonna kill himself because...
What I do is...
What? Okay.
I can show this. I pretty much run up to this wall and aim about here.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I think any other play, if you aim too far to the left, then he doesn't really do it very well. Yeah. But yeah, so he's gonna kill himself. And so you can either have spears here or a spear here and jump or she's gonna hit a ball of them. So there are kind of 2 routes or 2 paths you can take. It's not very important which way it is. You can run along top here, but you have to be aware that there are some holes. You can kind of tell right above where my little light is. There's that little blue slither below it. So it's kind of there are holes somewhere. Alternatively, you can just roll over here. If you've done solo, this should look familiar. This line right here, I would advise landing here. I would not fall out there. I feel like that's where you're gonna get stuck very easily. But yeah, so you're just gonna come over here. And then now for here, you can put, you wanna throw it more over here. If you throw it over here, that's fine. But what happens is if you throw it here, you can just jump up with no problem. If you throw it here, you need to bomb boost when you jump to get up. Alternatively, you could just not care and bomb boost every time. It does not waste any time to bomb boost. So you're just gonna come along here. And again, if you have done solo before, you're just gonna run down here. Then it's basically solo at this point, which also means Lara, in theory, could just practice solo. But yeah, you're gonna bomb boost onto this pillar. And then the fun part, this is the great part, is in solo, you have to do a weird bomb boost here with bad timing. What are you doing? If you're co-op, your toe tech just needs to roll off the edge. Legit roll off. He can't, I don't know about jumping, but he can't really jump off. He has to roll off. He can't even just like fall off the edge. It's all about landing in the trigger without dying, and somehow toe tech is able to do that. Roll off and not die. So if you want to go. And you could hear him land there. So yeah.
I think it doesn't matter if Totek dies. The trigger
I don't
is
think
just
so.
hitting the trigger and somebody has to be on the floor.
Yeah, I think for co-op it really doesn't matter. In solo it does, but yeah. So obviously that's not the path used in world record, but it is just twice as fast and it looks pretty fancy. So that's one option. Alright, so this is the other strat for Mirror's Wake. It doesn't matter which one you use. This is the one that you see in the world record.
The other one's cooler though.
The other one is, again, like a little bit like solo. This is completely different. If you like grapple jumps, this is for you. So you're gonna come on over here. There's a save point here, so if you die, it's fine. Don't worry about that guy, he's friendly. You just want to clear that skeleton and maybe like another one. Wow, rude. So Lara is going to grapple to the second half of the bridge there. And you can do You can do a bomb boost to avoid the flying ball things. Hang on, come over here for a second. Is someone... Oh, okay. I was like, someone is throwing rocks at me and it's rude. I'm trying to do a tutorial here. But yeah, Totek is just gonna hang out here. Now, currently, if we die, we will spawn back over there. However, there is a spawn point down there, so you have to be careful with spawn points. If Lara dies and Totek stays alive, have Lara run over here and jump in this chasm and die so that she can spawn up here with Totek. If you both die, or if you spawn down there, you're probably gonna have a bit of a hard time, but it can get crazy. But so yeah, we're going to 1, 2, 3, and bomb boost. And then Totek is gonna kill himself. Lara is going to get up here, and then, so sometimes the camera's fine here. If the camera is tugging, just do this and turn, and then Totek can spawn on it. But if it's the way it is now, you can actually come up over here, and then Totek will spawn here, and it'll be fine. I do need you over here. So Totek, so you see the big scar in the wall up there? We're gonna aim our spear in it, so if you want to give me a boost up there, and then I'm just going to jump over like an invisible wall of some sort, and Dez is just gonna hang out there, and I'm going to bomb boost over here. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of like really pulling on the camera right now. I actually can't run any further. The game said no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, holding left, again, I'm not going anywhere, but we're going to try. I'm going to jump and bomb boost off the pillar. Alright? And that should do the thing. And it works.
This is Xolotl.
So yeah, as you saw, Dez just hung out there like a monkey. I don't think that works with everyone. I do recall people having done that a couple of different ways, where Totek he jumps off the edge behind her or something. The simplest thing is just have him hang off the edge. It's probably fine. But yeah, so the hardest part is honestly the grapple jump. And the grapple jump itself isn't hard. It's just you have the flying balls when you're trying to land on the bridge. If the flying balls hit you, sometimes they knock you on the other part, which is fine, because then all you have to do is jump across. You have to worry about Totek falling off, but that's generally not an issue if you kill that one skeleton. And then again, if Lara falls, she can just move over, back over, and she'll spawn back up top. It just becomes a problem when Totek dies and Lara's down there, because then everything falls apart. You can pull her back up there type of deal, but it just, at that point, your best bet is just to restart and start over again. So you have a couple of things you can do to save it, and then it's not so bad. Obviously, it's the method they use in World Records, so if you get it on point, it's great. The ball strat is about the same time, so if you're better at that, you can do that one instead. So just whatever works for you. All right, final level. We've made it. It's Xolotl time. And if you're not excited, don't worry. We're not excited either. So Xolotl has 3 phases. The third phase is easy, so we don't have to worry about that. So the first level, what's going to happen is this is going to work similar to the end of Temple of Light, where if one person is standing on there and the other person is dead, it will trigger. So we're going to have Totek kill himself. And what's going to happen is, don't actually do it. I'm going to run over to a pillar that you can't see, but I'm going to run over to it, and I'm going to stand in front of it like this, and then I'm going to jump. Oh, I can get up there. I'm going to jump just as he spawns. So it's just going to be similar to the spawning through gates and Toxic Swamp kind of deal. And what's going to happen is he's going to get into the pillar, inside the pillar. If the host does not see their Totek go into the pillar, you need to restart. Otherwise, it doesn't work. However, if it does work, you're good. So Totek is gonna, when he spawns, he's gonna jump in like about this direction inside the pillar. Once the cutscene finishes, he's gonna jump in this direction. However, you have to be careful because you have a big spiky barrier that you can't see. So if you imagine the square is a big spiky barrier, Totek is going to jump into the tower or the pillar that's next to it, and then he's gonna jump like this, but you gotta just be careful because hitboxes. So your Totek's really gonna have to get a feel for it, but it's basically jump in this direction into the pillar, jump out of the pillar. And then Lara's body is gonna be invisible for Totek, but if he's able to, he might be able to res her by hitting B before you go on to the second phase. When you go on to the second phase, the camera might tug if Lara is still dead or if it doesn't unlock. But anyways, enough of me chatting. Let's see it in action. Oh, let me do that. So give Lara a little bit of time to get over here. Totek dies. And he's in on my screen. You may be able to just stand there and then do a jump at the end. You don't have to necessarily run. It all depends. So I'm gonna kill myself. You right there. Whoops. Yeah. No. You're not able to. All right. That's fine. Apparently the game doesn't care, but it unlocked, so that's fine. So what you're gonna do here is you're going to do 2 to 3 rolls. Oh, and then you're going to quick shot him if you can. Ideally you want to get him so that he doesn't come up again. And then you want to put nicely placed bombs, and you want to basically get skeletons. You want to kill them all really, 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 really fast, because then this big guy spawns. 1 spear of light will kill that. You want to keep killing the lizards. You want to contain them so that when Xolotl lands, you can hit him. You want the quick shot to happen so that he doesn't do this multiple times, and as you can see, this gets really crazy. So this can get a little messy, not gonna lie. This was a messy run right here. Essentially what it comes down to, I know that was a lot of talking, a lot of stuff going on. Essentially, oh my god, Dez.
Sorry.
We can't go back now. Essentially what it comes down to is when you get on to that platform, you want to roll 2 to 3 times. It kind of depends, at least 2 times. The reason is you get close enough to Xolotl that you can get the quick shot and like an auto aim on him. So again, if both of you do a spear light and then Totek does his quick shot, then Xolotl doesn't jump, which triggers the lizards faster and everything else. You want to place your mines in proper locations, and then you want to, and of course you're going to have to do that a couple of times, maybe see what world record does, a couple of other people, look at a couple of PBs, see what people do. You each have 2 bombs, and you want to keep triggering the plants. The plants will kill the lizards right away, they will kill the skeletons, the mines will. So you just want to get that all orchestrated properly. So where I put my mine is because one of the skeletons will walk into it as he's walking towards me. Again, 1 spear light on the big dude, and then when Xolotl comes back, you want to clear out the lizards as much as you can before he comes back, because then if you can do the quick shot that you do at the beginning of phase 2, then it's bam, 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 bam. So that's about
basically it. Basically, what we did was watch Spat and then make our co-op thing from there.
I think Spat might have a tutorial on that, or he might just have a VOD. If he has one, I'll link it below. If not, just ask him. He doesn't bite. And the reason also being is because that fight is essentially the same in solo, and he's a solo runner. So this next part is so easy, you're gonna fall asleep with your eyes closed.
What do you mean? It's the power of true God.
No, it's the Age of Darkness. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here and you're just gonna poke Xolotl because he still won't come and give you a hug. Which is the whole point, right? He spends the entire run like just taunting you from afar, and then, yeah. So now you want to come stand here. Now you have 3 entrances. Share the left one and then orchestrate who gets the right and who gets the bottom. You can tell when the arrows lock on the monsters. If you do not hit them, they will throw the balls at you, and then you will lose your bar. So as you can see, we both have bars. Now, if your FPS is not faltering, you can just stand here. However, if your FPS is all over the place, kind of like ours is, you might want to just roll and not risk losing your bar.
You can also lightly jog.
Sure. But basically, yeah, it's not gonna matter super much, I don't think, as long as Totek, I don't know why I confuse them, as long as Totek gets his double off.
What?
If not, you can kill him on the second one.
That hit, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah, so, again, that part's easy. So yeah. So once you get the whole, like, Totek in the pillar thing down, then the only issue comes down to orchestrating how you're going to do phase 2. Now, the thing is the phase 2 that we had wasn't terrible, it's just not optimal. So even if you have something similar to what we have, don't worry. Just keep thinking about where are you putting your mines, where are you shooting your grenade launchers, you know, make sure you clear the lizards so that when Xolotl lands, you can get the quick shot on him. Getting the quick shot is very important in phase 2 and 3, but it's not the end of the world. It just means maybe you need practice, or occasionally, like you saw in phase 3, Xolotl didn't care that Dez shot him, he just still lived. That will happen occasionally. Occasionally you'll throw spears at him and that it hits, but he doesn't lose damage. I'm just assuming that's the game, because you're actually, the spear goes right through him. But
probably good coding. I mean,
yeah, that doesn't happen all the time, but if it does happen, don't be surprised. Again, you just gotta, you know, like work on where everything is, work on the quick shotting, and then after that, it's just, eventually, you'll get it all in a very fast time. And that's it. Then you have completed all the levels. What I do is, because we have the auto splitter, I just mash through A and X, because once you hit continue, this takes you to the credits, and yeah. So I just mash everything after this. But yeah, that's all it comes down to.